Have you guys watched the anime called Sanda? Shout out to Neil Desai. It's not about him though. Don't ask why his picture is here. It's in a different video about the Death Note reactions. But this episode of Sanda that we watched yesterday, I think that visually it looks spectacular. Probably one of the best looking animes of this season. My personal experience with Sanda is that it's very it has potential for greatness, yet no one is talking about it. No one is really watching it. And in terms of performance, right? What do you see here? Top recent videos. First 2 hours, 35 minutes. And you can see that, yeah, of course, stupid ass One Piece drama is gonna, with Nicholas Slide in the face is gonna be popping off here. It's really cool that the gacha anime, the new JC Staff anime, is absolutely cooking. Also, the Villainous Punch anime, that shit's about to hit 10K views here. It's doing so well. I'm so glad that, the punching villainous anime, the shitty gacha, concept anime, which looks good, by the way, is doing really well. And then you got, what's it called? You got Who Made Me a Princess, which I think is really great too. Even fucking this one, Banished Court Magician, right? Is doing better than Sanda right here. And again, it's only the first 2 hours and 35 minutes, but these are basically if I had to give you an analogy, the beginning performance of a video on YouTube is very important because the bigger the splash that you make, the farther the waves ripple. And this analogy I'm giving you is to make you understand that this is how it works on YouTube. Once a video gets uploaded, it's going to hit your immediate community members, your subscribers, and whoever the algorithm thinks is your audience. And based off of their reception, the likelihood of it spreading to even more users, right? More accounts that may have the same watch history. That's how a video scales the recommendation system. That's why my second channel, right, does so well in terms of average viewership, right? Again, shout out to Kaka TV. 2, the second channel's entire project is to focus on just one thing at a time, complete opposite of the main channel, such that we can identify the audience so precisely to the algorithm, such that every video is a fucking precise hit, an accurate hit, and it's going to scale and scale, and that's why the average viewership of these videos are doing so fucking well, despite the size of the channel being not that, actually it's kind of crazy that this is 1144K. That's actually insane. My second channel growth is actually fucking crazy, but that's not the point right now. The analogy that I'm trying to make you is that even though many people say just give it a couple days, it's gonna cook, I do believe that the initial splash that you make in the water, the initial viewership matters a lot. And Sanda down here is shocking, but not really. Not really to me because the marketing for this I think was garbage. I didn't really see anyone talking about it or anyone hyping it up. The only thing that's really to hype up is the studio making Sanda. And this is, what studio is it? Science Saru. Dan Dadan, right? Dan Dadan, obviously is a huge hit. But just because an anime came from the same studio doesn't mean it's going to be received the same way. And Sanda absolutely is mediocre in terms of viewership, but really tragic in terms of how much quality there was in the episode. And again, like that first episode, I'm not completely sold. I'm not immediately hooked into it. I see the elite animation quality. I see the mystery. I like the wackiness of the whole concept of Santa and winter and snow and all these things, apparently being sealed away. And now in this world, they're trying to figure out why are children going missing? Why are they censoring Santa? Why is this kid able to turn into a fucking All Might? But even though I can recognize the greatness in it, to me, the first episode was I'm not really sold. And I think that's what's also happening, right? It's a combination of poor marketing, right? No matter how good your product is, it's like on YouTube too. I genuinely believe that you don't have to be talented on YouTube to succeed. I think plenty of mediocre people that's not even funny or engaging, entertaining, if they know how to package their content, if they know, again, the concept of the YouTube algorithm of being able to scale shit singularly like this, right? It will do better than a person who is naturally an entertainer but has no understanding of the game. Sanda, I think, again, is kind of like that. Great potential, looks amazing, elite even production value, but the marketing and the visibility of the show is poor. And on top of that, the actual first episode, at least for people like me, I I just don't think there was a connection there. And it's funny again to see that like shitty animes like this is doing well. I wouldn't say Banished Court Magician is a shitty anime though. I think this is actually above average. These animes genuinely shocked me in terms of their quality. I was expecting PowerPoint, presentation off of this junk food, fucking genre that we love of like adventures, guilds, isekai, stuff like that. I mean, fuck, even like, what's this show right here? Even this is doing really well too, right? I know it's just a pair of titties that you see here, but Class's hero is fucking cooking. And this is from Studio ACAT. Like, isn't that crazy? That Studio ACAT, that ruined Tibate, has launched another anime, of course under a different team and a director, and is able to deliver such a fun anime, very low budget, lightweight project, yet still gets more visibility, much more engagement than something elite like Sanda. It's crazy to me, man. It's actually crazy how no matter how good your product may be, it can absolutely flop. Another really underrated anime is this one here. Dusk Beyond the End of the World. After 2 day 3.2k, it ain't bad, right? It's kind of shocking that this Monster Wants to Eat Me actually did better than Dusk Beyond the End of the World. Not by significant much, but still, it's kind of like I guess people care more about like Toxic Yuri shit rather than like this anime talking about AI apocalypse and now we're living in this new realm. I really think that Dusk Beyond the End of the World is one of my favorite settings in terms of like a new anime, right? Because we're so used to fucking villainous, nobles and isekai land and fantasy shit, right? Japanese high school setting. But this is like so new, so fresh, at least to me in these recent animes we've been watching. And it is not getting the engagement that I expected. I genuinely think that like this should be getting like double, if not triple the viewership. Why is it flopping? Why is the new PA Works anime flopping? I think this one might be the fact that people didn't even know episode 0 existed. A lot of people actually said in the comment section in this video that like many people didn't even know the prologue exists and they're kind of caught with their just head cut off like a chicken running around in episode 1 thinking what the hell's going on? I have no idea, right? So is it another example of poor marketing where again the product looks so good, the production value is elite, everything tells me that this should succeed, yet it flops? Why? Maybe in other people's channels, it's doing better. And again, in terms of like the metrics that I'm using to determine engagement, it's my YouTube numbers. And in the game of YouTube, just because a series doesn't do well on my channel, doesn't mean it's actually a fail. Because I can react to, like, say, Battle Shonen anime. It's not going to do well because it doesn't align with my audience in this channel. But plenty of other channels can fucking pop off with those animes too, right? So this is not a absolute metric, but based on what I've been seeing in my channel, some other people's channels, based on the little to no engagement on social media talking about some of these animes, it's sad. It's sad that there's so many great animes that's just going underlooked while there are cheap, fantasy junk food animes that just fucking does really well. And I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy that Banished Court Magician, the gacha anime, is doing so well. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about it. I mean, this year is actually doing really bad. Low-key, we should be dropping Gatherer's Adventure and Isekai to focus on the community series, right? Definitely, this is like very predictable, right? Very mid, very low-budget projects, little to nothing happening. Genosha 2, I think, is something that might fail as well. Genosha trailer reception is terrible. And it looks like another like elite project that may go underlooked. I'm definitely going to check it out. I will 100% check out the first episode, and trailers are not like the absolute like good signals to go off of, but if the trailer's doing bad, that's not a good sign right away. So we'll have to see. But this beginning of the new season of fall has been very exciting with like gacha anime, May I Ask for One Final Thing, The Banished Court Magician, Who Made Me a Princess, really enjoyed Dusk Beyond the End of the Dawn, this Monster Wants to Eat Me Toxic Yuri anime, this anime with the Pastor Monster Meet My Lady. I don't know if we're going to be keeping it around considering there's so many, animes to react to, and this seems also kind of just low-key chill. I'm really excited to watch the Little Miss Vampire anime. I think this is going to be a really cute one. And there's so many others that, that's still coming that we're going to be checking out, but that's kind of like the state of the affairs right now. And I think Sanda and Dusk, Beyond the End of the World is getting fucking robbed.